Hello Home Base Nation, and welcome to our upper body supplemental workout for our older veteran population. My name is Jaime Fernandez and I'm a certified strength and conditioning specialist at Home Base. Today's workout will focus mainly on mobility stability of the shoulder girdle. We will include thoracic and hip for functional training, so the focus is going to rely on mobility, stability, and functionality of the upper body. We're going to begin with a shoulder mobilization. From there we're going to go into more shoulder mobilization, but we're going to incorporate the thoracic and the hip joints as well. Then we're going to do a little upper body resistance training circuit and then finish off with a little stretching. Hope you guys get it done and hope you enjoy it. All right, warriors, like I said in the introduction, this is a mobility stability upper body. So a lot of the mobility stability is going to come from thoracic and shoulder. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and mobilize the scapula with a little shoulder mobility routine. The scapula has a lot of attachments, a lot of muscles that attach to it, including the latissimus dorsi, which is the back muscle, the pecs, which is your chest muscle, the rotator cuffs, along with the rhomboids. So as you can see, there are many muscles attached to it, and that's what actually holds it and stabilizes it against the thoracic or against the body, with this attachments coming from all areas of the body. So we're going to go ahead and mobilize the scapula to begin with. We're going to go stand shoulder width apart. All right, from here, we're gonna roll our shoulders back and down. Tuck in our chin, but keep our eyes looking straight ahead. In other words, don't tuck your chin and bring your neck down or flex the neck. From here, with palms up, we're gonna go ahead and bring our hands up to shoulder height, keeping a slight bend to the elbows or fairly straight, and then coming back down. Every movement is gonna go for 10 repetitions. This is a T. We wanna make sure we are really squeezing that mid-back or the area in the back were between both scapula or scapulae. All right, from here we're gonna go into a Y. I know Brett didn't finish his 10 repetitions. Make sure you do. The next one is gonna be an upright standing Y. Thumbs, we're gonna have thumbs up, palms facing each other. From here, we're gonna bring them up to the top and just come back down. Again, making sure you are really getting a good squeeze of that mid back as you're going through that motion. He's gonna go ahead and give you a side view or a lateral view. Perfect. Again, Brett didn't complete his 10. Make sure you do. From here, we're gonna go into a standing A. So, same starting position. We're gonna go shoulder width apart, soft knees, palms forward. And from here, we're just gonna extend the shoulder as far back as we can, getting a good stretch of the pecs and a good contraction or shortening of the back. Perfect. Now, Brett, if you go ahead, turn around and turn and face me, I want him to get that good visual of that mid back really contracting as you bring your arms back. All right, and now lastly, we're gonna go ahead and work on internal, external rotation of the shoulder. So we're gonna start with our arms shoulder height, keeping your elbows up. Don't let your elbows fall. As high as you can. We're gonna slide back, as far back as you can. We're gonna rotate up. Nice, slow and controlled. We're gonna reach up as high as we can. We're gonna bring it back down to the 90 degree. Rotate down and back forward. And we're gonna repeat this motion again, 10 repetitions. So we have T's, Y's, A's, internal, external rotation. And we're gonna go for just one round, 10 repetitions. All right, warriors, good job on that shoulder mobility. From here, we're still going to mobilize the shoulder, we're still mobilizing the scapula, but we're going to throw in a lower body component. Not much, as we know, in life, everything we do functionally doesn't just require one muscle, but it's the kinetic chain. There's several muscles working together to accomplish that movement. So, keeping that in mind, we're going to go ahead and throw in a little hips, a little thoracic, a little ankle mobility, but our focus still lays in the scapula. All right? So we're gonna start with the staggered stance. We're first gonna make our movements in the sagittal plane or the front to back plane. What I want Brett to do is keeping that staggered stance. He's gonna bring his shoulder up. As he brings that shoulder up, he's gonna throw his hip forward as high as you can, as far back as you can, and coming back to the starting position and repeating. That looks nice. Now, as you can tell here, you should be able to see a C facing that way when he extends or throws the arm overhand. Perfect. So from here, staying in that same sagittal plane, we're gonna stay still stagger stance. We're gonna throw our butt back now and reach up as high as we can. Bringing it back to starting position, shoulder height. Butt goes back, Arm goes back, arm goes as high as we can. Now if you notice, obviously you're mobilizing the hip, you're flexing the thoracic forward or the trunk forward. And the ankle doesn't seem to be moving, but the ankle is stabilizing and it is actually dynamically going through movement in all planes. All right, so from here, we're done with the sagittal plane, front and back. We're gonna stay staggered, stand still. We're gonna reach overhead. We're gonna shift or translate our pelvis towards the arm that's raised and reach towards the opposite direction and bring it back. We're gonna go 6 repetitions per movement, 2 rounds. I know that's a lot, and don't forget, right now we have 1 foot in front. We're gonna have to go ahead and do the other foot once we're done with all planes and all movements. All right, so from here, he's gonna do the exact same thing. You know, the frontal plane is left to right, not only right. So he's gonna go ahead and reach towards his opposite side. And if you look here, now you can see a C on this part of his body as he gets right there. Again, 6 repetitions, and now lastly, we're gonna work on the transverse plane. We're gonna stay in that same staggered, same leg stays back, same leg stays forward. From here, we're gonna go shoulder high, and we're gonna rotate, follow with our eyes as far back as your body allows, and then bring back to starting position. We're gonna go 6 reps. All right, Brett, let's do the opposite side. It's gonna be, yep, same position, which is going with the other arm, rotating to the other side. Perfect, again. Now is when we go ahead and change the stance. Once we change the stance, again, we're going sagittal, frontal, transverse, 6 per side, 2 times. All right, warriors. So by now, the shoulders are feeling warm, loose. From here, we're gonna get into a 4 exercise circuit. Each exercise is gonna be done for 10 repetitions and between 3 to 5 rounds. You can start with 3 rounds, and as you feel comfortable doing the circuit, you can add a round as you progress through the weeks. First exercise is gonna be a wall push-up. So the more you are inclined, the harder it's gonna be. The more your body mass has, or your weight has to fight gravity, and you're doing that through the levers of your body or your muscles. So we're gonna go ahead and put both arms on a doorway or a wall. I'm gonna ask Brett to go ahead and squeeze his glutes, rotating the pelvis, and from here, keeping his elbows as close to his body, he's gonna bring his face down towards the wall, extend and push. Perfect, nice, slow and controlled. Nice. Again, 10 repetitions. Exercise number 2 in the circuit is gonna be an overhead reach wall slide. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Brett come onto the wall, fully lean on the wall. He's gonna make as much contact as he can with the door or the wall. He's gonna give me the external rotation of the shoulder. And from here, he's gonna reach up, keeping as much contact as he can with the door as high as possible, and coming back down to starting position. You wanna make sure that back of the arm is keeping as much contact with you can with the door and wall. It should feel a little discomforting, a little uncomfortable, unless you're super mobile, hyper flexible. If not, it should be a little discomforting. That's when you know you're doing it right. 10 repetitions, and moving on to the third one. Coming into the third exercise of the circuit, it's gonna be a simple chair dip. So you do need a chair or a bench or something stable where you can put your palms on. We got a chair. Brett is gonna begin. If you notice, he has a 90-degree between his calves and his thighs. That is the easier way. As you progress, you can go ahead and work the feet further out, and that's gonna make it a little harder, to the point where you can even raise your feet on a platform or something, and that's gonna make it even harder. To begin with, I would begin with that 90-degree, 10 repetitions, keeping your butt as close to the chair as possible. You're gonna go ahead and bend the elbows, bring your butt towards the ground, and then extending and pushing back up. You wanna make sure that you have that reaction force, hands pushing off the chair, not your thighs pushing off the ground or your feet pushing off the ground. That's a whole totally different exercise, a whole different dose and response. Right now we're looking for the triceps, to activate and work the triceps. It's an upper body day. So make sure you're pushing off the chair with your hands, not the floor with your feet. 10 reps and we're good to go. All right, warriors. Fourth and last exercise in the circuit. This is gonna be similar to what we did on the warm-up, where we had a staggered stance. with the reach and rotation, except we're gonna combine both. I'm gonna go ahead and have Brett utilize the wall for a little support, just to make sure he doesn't lose his balance. From here, he's gonna go ahead and rotate out. Once he goes as far as he can, make sure you're getting that mid-back squeeze. He's gonna go ahead and bend over to that side, and then bringing it back, and bring it back straight to starting position. 10 repetitions. Don't forget, this exercise has 2 sides, so get one side done and then come back to the other. Perfecto. Way to work. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and finish the session or the workout with a little stretch. We're gonna go ahead for the first stretch is we're gonna intertwine our fingers behind our back. We're gonna extend our elbows or our arms as much as we can, and we're gonna try to bring up, staying upright, try to bring up the hands as far up as you can without bending forward, as I'm currently doing. So we're gonna stay upright and just bring them up. It should really open up the chest. You should feel a good stretch right in that anterior or frontal area of the body. We're gonna hold each stretch for 30 seconds. And I'll give you the option, you can either do it 1 or 2 times. Maybe the first time you can do it 1 time, it feels good. The second time you can go ahead and do it twice. The stretches should be discomforting, not painful. So they should be a little uncomfortable, but not painful. After we hold for 30 seconds, we're gonna go ahead and stretch the whole side of the body. So we're gonna grab that arm, we're gonna throw the pelvis to the right, and we're gonna go ahead and lean the opposite way, pulling at that arm so we can increase that stretch. Pull as much as you can. And again, we're gonna hold for 30 seconds. We got 2 sides, so I'll go ahead and let Brett demonstrate the opposite side. Perfect. All right, now we're gonna go into a shoulder stretch. We're just gonna bring the arm across our body, not at the elbow, but above the elbow. Pull in as much as you can. You can either throw a little rotation in there, rotate one side of the body. There we go, 30-second hold. We got another side. And 30 seconds. From here, we're gonna go into a tricep stretch. You're gonna bring the arm up, bend the elbow and reach toward the mid-back and pull that elbow as far back as you can. I actually like throwing my pelvis forward a little bit, kind of getting the opening of the abdominals, or get that nice little stretch on the front as I'm stretching the triceps. 30 seconds, opposite side. Once you finish this stretch, I do recommend you go for a little walk, little brisk walk or mini jog if you can. Start with maybe a half a mile, go to a mile, and as you progress and continue to do these workouts week in, without, add a little distance, you know. Once you feel like a mile is easy, add a quarter mile, add another quarter mile. Now you're walking 1.5 miles. That way you just keep progressing, keep growing, you know, not hitting the plateau effect and getting the body moving. Way to go, Home Base Nation. That concludes our upper body workout, focusing on mobility, stability, and functional training of the shoulder girdle. For other workouts, please visit us at homebase.org by clicking on Operation Health at Home. You will find all types of workouts, some that require no equipment, some that require minimal equipment, some nutritional tips and recipes, the healthy stuff, some mental health tips, and some mind and body activities such as yoga and meditation. Also, don't forget to share our content on your social media, and don't forget to follow us on our social media at Home Base Program. Thank you and have a great day.